I want to talk about the house mother now, and is it Beaton Gilbo? I don't know if I'm pronouncing her first name correctly. You guys should know her, right? Is that right, Beaton Gilbo? Do you know her?
She was Mom B.
Mom B. Okay, I was
She's
talking about Mom
B.
B.
Yeah.
She initially expressed shock over this chant. Let's listen to that first.
I feel like the rug's been pulled out from under me, you know. This has been my life for 15 years, and it's tough. I thought they made it up or something on the bus. I never heard that song.
And then this surfaced, and she's being scrutinized for this, a 2013 video where she repeatedly uses the N-word. Here it is. Okay, so here's what she responded by saying, she says, I have been made aware of the video of me that is circulating on social media and in the news. I am heartbroken by the portrayal that I am in some way racist. I have friends of all race, I think it says of all races. I have friends of all races, and I do not tolerate any form of discrimination in my life. I was singing along to a Trinidad song, but completely understand how the video must appear in the context of the events that occurred this week. What do you guys say about that? Is there a difference between her reciting lyrics to a song and being flat-out racist? Will or John?
I honestly believe she thinks there is. I don't think that there is. I don't think that word should be used in any context. I don't think she should have sang along with that song, and I also don't think that song should have been made. That word needs to die. But that being said, I don't believe that Mom B has hatred in her heart. I was there with her for 4 years. She took great care of me. I could be naive in that, maybe. I don't know. But she cared about me. She cares about my family. She had pictures of me, my wife, my children on the entryway table in that house. Mom B means a lot to me. And I've reached out to her, and I essentially said, hey, don't ever use that word again, even in the song. But from me, you're forgiven.
John?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't even hesitate for a split second to say that Mom B is undoubtedly not a racist. And I see her as being caught up in the moment. You know, she does like to mix it up socially, and she likes to have fun, you know, with the guys and their dates they bring over to the house. And I see this as something maybe her getting caught away in a moment. I don't think it's very uncommon for people who are non-African American to sing along with a rap song that has the N-word in it and to use that. And so that's really what I would say, you know, for my interpretation of the video. Knowing Mom B, I would say undoubtedly that she's not a racist. She cared very deeply about me, and I spent quite a bit of time talking to her about just life's issues back during college, and she always had an open door for me, and she was always just as sweet as she could be. And I think that the timing of the video release is really unfortunate, but again, I have no doubt that she doesn't have hate and racism in her heart.
This seems like both of you African American members of this fraternity, and I'm just judging from this satellite interview, but it seems to have hit both of you really hard. And I mean, John, it looks like you want to cry. I mean, is it that emotional for both of you?
It's really, really difficult because we loved that place, and while we were members there, we worked really hard, and we won the National Zeal Award for SAE as a group of people who did have different races involved. So it's really, really tough to see the place you loved and called home for years during college. Some of the best times of my life, the best days and nights of my life were spent, and I laughed and cried with those guys at that house, and it's devastating.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you the last word. I have to go, but I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I agree with John. I think what we had back when we were there was a beautiful microcosm of what all of society could have been. I hate that our chapter is going to be marred in this because we saw some pretty impressive things. and a lot of growth out of a lot of people in our years there. I hate that those steps forward didn't last through the years inside that house, but I think they did reverberate across the university in some extent from all the outreach I've received today in the last couple of days. The SAE, I remember, made a difference for people, and that makes me feel better today. But that's also not the SAE that was there